Hello.
Hi.
Tonight is our 3-year anniversary episode, and just so you know, we're going to be drinking a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we deserve it. Every single freaking drink, just so you know. Hi.
Hi.
How you doing? Tonight is our 3-year episode.
And our 3-year episode?
3-year episode.
She hasn't even started drinking yet.
In my defense, I drank a lot yesterday too.
Yeah,
though.
you did.
I did. In my defense, yeah. But it is our 3-year anniversary episode.
Yeah,
so that's all one big word, right?
Yes, it's been 3 years since we first sat our asses down here in the middle of the pandemic and said, let's tell everybody about our fish.
Yeah. And they're still around.
Yeah,
and they're still causing us some
headaches.
some relaxing.
Yeah.
Some relaxing. This is our relaxing tonight.
Yeah. It was very relaxing over the last 2 months.
Yeah, we've been. Shiva had this great idea.
I did, but I had a really good reason for it too.
As she pours me a shot.
Yeah.
Because
you said it was a shot kind of an episode.
It was a shot kind of an episode.
Because
yeah.
Normally we'd be doing wine, but this is
this is a little bit more.
Yeah.
So here's to 3 years.
Yeah.
I'm gonna chug this, right? Is that what we're doing? Oh God. Oh God, whose idea was that?
Yours.
Oh my God. Maybe we should go back to wine. Oh.
Your idea.
Oh God, Lord, that was good. All right. I'm ready. I'm ready now, guys. Woo, it's burning. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm not sure what I was thinking. We're going to get through this episode.
You were thinking you were down about 4 drinks last night.
Oh man, it's ugly. I was not down any drinks. I'll drink.
No, you were downing.
Oh, downing drinks. I was downing drinks. I was stupidly drinking like it was going out of style.
Yeah, you were.
Anyway, but I survived, so we're fine. And I won't after this. I'm going to need something. It's gonna be fun today.
Mm-hmm.
So let's start talking about what we've just accomplished, what we finally accomplished.
Yes.
It took how long?
2 months.
2 months. And keep in mind, please, 85 to 90% of this work was actually done by Shiva by herself.
I helped. Why it took us so long.
But I jumped in when I could.
Well,
Gareth did as well, but it's just unfortunately a lot of the stuff was stuff she would do during the day when we were both working. So
because you had to. I can't work out there at night and do this.
Right. So just please keep in mind, most of this work was done by Shiva.
Yeah,
so you can feel bad for her, or laugh at her, whichever.
You can laugh at me all you want. I take full responsibility for being a complete fucking idiot during a lot of this.
Didn't think some of that through. But at the time, it sounded like a good idea.
All right. Well, I'll tell them a little bit about the idea.
All right.
Basically, you've known from earlier episodes of ours that we have 2 ponds that are made to look like one pond via a bridge. We'd have goldfish on one side, plants on the other, and then there's a bridge in between the two.
And it looks like one pond, but it wasn't.
It wasn't. Well, some of our koi are getting bigger, and we knew that we had to move some outside, and we're not quite ready to do the Olympic-sized pond in the back yet.
Right.
So I thought, well, since we need to have some sort of a large body of water to house at least some of the koi while we're, still
accommodating everything else. And figuring it all out.
So I figured, well, why don't we just go ahead and join the 2 ponds, and let's do it 2 feet underground, 2 feet above ground, so 4 feet deep total, and just make one big pond instead of 2 smaller ponds.
And then she mathed it.
Yeah, because the problem is that there's a tree that I can't uproot.
Right. It's a big U. I don't know. We'll show you pictures. There's a U. It's a U shape. It's not. It's not a nice rectangle.
I've got a picture of the floor plan.
Okay.
So it was like, okay, so we're going to have to do a U to work around this tree. Now, it's not the first time we worked around a tree because we did that in the very front.
Right.
But that was only a 2 foot deep.
That was only 2 foot,
Not even 2 foot deep.
I think you did that one in a day or 2.
We did that in 2 days.
Yeah. That one wasn't very complex.
But this one, we knew...
This one's a little more complex.
Yeah, we knew it was going to have to be a liner pond because I can't pour cement because I don't know exactly where all the electrical lines are.
Right.
And there's a container shed further on the property that I knew had electric at some point and probably still does, and I don't know where that cable's buried. So it's like, okay, let's instead of doing a concrete pond, let's go ahead and do a liner pond.
Right.
Now, doing liner ponds that are above ground can be really tricky. I've done them several times before without a problem. So I thought, hey, I can handle this.
And she did eventually.
Yeah, basically what I did was I started by digging out the area.
Right.
And, 2 feet underground, and then we got a ton of cinder blocks, like literally a ton of cinder blocks.
Yeah, a lot. To build up the
to
wall
build
on the
up
sides.
the walls on the sides to make the U.
Because, again, it's going to be partially above ground, so.
Yeah, my goal was to get it so it was even with our pagoda deck where people sit on the bench. That way you can just sit and, play with the fish. And we've got another bench on the other deck, so basically I wanted to get it level with that so you could literally sit there and
touch and play with the fish, right.
So I did all the digging, and then I built the walls around it, and then it was time to actually get the liner in.
Now, this is where Shiva ran into her first issue.
Right.
Now keep in mind, we were helping her with the liner. She wasn't all alone with the liner part, but everything else she pretty much did on her own.
Right. So when I was figuring out the liner, I thought, okay, I know that the walls are 4 inches or 4 feet tall, and I knew what my dimensions were on the bottom, so I would add 4 feet to each side in order to tell me what kind of a liner size I needed. And I figured I needed about a 20 by 25. So I ordered the liner, and Gareth and I went to put it in, and we realized that it wasn't quite joining the way we wanted to.
They didn't math it quite right. It was slightly different. They turned it sideways.
Yeah, we turned it sideways,
right.
So we ended up cutting it in half in order to put it on each one, and then cutting another piece to put in the middle. So that gave us 2 seams. And I've done seamed liners before, just never this big.
Right.
So I was all proud of myself because, I tacked it down really well with the double-sided tape and, made everything all nice and easy and used the little rolly thing to roll it. I'm very proud of myself. And we had it all laid out. It looked beautiful before we got the water.
Now keep in mind, how many gallons of water does this end up being?
About 1,800.
About 1,800. So be ready for that. Keep that in the back of your head.
Yeah, so 1,800 gallons of water. So then we filled it. Okay, so we are filling up the pond now, and we had to cut and patch together these pieces in order to get this weird shape. Now, the tricky part now is sitting here and having to be in the water while it's filling to smooth out the corners. It's not an easy task. But with as slow as my hose is going and how much fun I'm having in here by myself, by the way, thank you, Sandy, it really, really feels like a slap-together saw track.
Hello, Shiva. I want to play a game. The pond you are standing in is slowly filling with water. Very slowly. Your task is to make the corners neat and tape them down before the pond fills completely. You will have about 4 hours to do this, but it won't be easy. It will be like folding a fitted sheet.
And it looked beautiful for about 3 hours.
3 hours. 3-4 hours. Before when we came out to look, it was 6 inches. 6 inches down.
6 inches down the first.
So obviously the seam is not holding somewhere.
Right. So we're emptying out what by then was about 1,600 gallons.
Yeah, it wasn't fully. Yeah. So we no obvious tears, no obvious anything that we could see. So it had to be the seam.
We knew it had to be one of the seams. Now there were 2 seams.
2 seams.
So that was attempt 1. Attempt 2, I got in there, pulled everything out, completely reinforced the seams, double taped them, put waterproof tape over the top of it. By the way, if you own stock in Flex Seal, I have made your day.
Yeah. It's time for another drink yet, or are we waiting a couple more
I think
turns?
we're ready for another drink.
All right.
Okay.
It was ugly. Now keep in mind, she had to drain that 1,600 gallons of water somewhere. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Did we get any film of us draining it? Of the
No, that was one.
We have PVC piping through the yard, filling one pond, filling up the other pond, putting water over here, trying to get rid of all this water. It was ridiculous. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was. Now keep in mind, that was the first time we drained it.
This is gonna be fun again. Here
Yeah,
we go.
it is.
Cheers, folks.
Oh my God, I'm
Oh
never
Lord,
gonna get used to
Jesus!
that.
Oh, why are we doing this again?
You said we should do shots for the show.
I had to get that last little bit in. Oh. Oh. Okay, we got this.
Yeah, we do.
I think I
Okay.
just burned a hole in my chest. All right.
Okay, so I taped it and sealed it, and I even used the Flex Seal spray and sprayed it, and both seams. I figured, okay, this has got it. This should.
Now
do
we're
it.
done.
So
Filled
we
it
filled
again.
it again.
1,800 gallons more. Now keep in mind, it was drained before. Okay,
Yeah.
so go
I
ahead.
should probably mention we're on a well.
Well, you weren't a well, but still,
Yeah.
damn lucky we didn't dry out that well. But
I know.
hopefully most of the water that leaked out went right back into the
Yeah,
ground
but
into the well.
in case you're wondering if we could... And apparently our neighbors are drag racing.
Yeah, we don't know what that was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
so-
In case you're wondering how we went broke by the water bill, we didn't. We're on a well, so we're
Right.
not, if we were on city water, can you imagine?
I can't
how
even
much-
imagine doing this project on city water.
Yeah, we wouldn't be having koi
Right.
ponds if we were like this many koi ponds if we were on city
Pretty sure I
water.
burnt my chest.
Sorry.
Oh, anyway.
Okay, so we fill the water back up and we check on it a few hours later, and it seems like it's going down. So I took some white.
Well, first we thought it was, yeah, you put the picture.
Yes.
We thought it was just settling.
We thought it was
because it was
settling.
much slower than the first time.
Yeah, we thought it was settling, so I took some acrylic paint and painted a line at the water line, and we kept checking it. I know I did it at least 5 times that night.
That night. Yeah, and I checked it twice that night.
Yeah, and sure enough, it was going down.
It's going down steadily. Not a lot, not as fast as the first time,
Yeah.
but still going down.
Right.
Oops.
And, you know, we're in Florida, so doing something like that is a great way to start sinkholes, so
Yeah.
we knew, okay,
So we've got to drain it again and again. So we put this PVC piping and
And we're finding more fun places to deposit lots of water.
yeah, lots of water. Spreading it out a little so we don't create a sinkhole.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we were trying to prevent, honestly.
And also preventing trees from coming under
Yeah,
it.
yeah, because it will
Yeah.
flood out the trees. We tried to make it so that it was spread out all over the yard. So we had the PVCs moving them around. But anyway,
Yeah.
so that was
Okay.
fun too.
Yeah,
Um,
so that was try two.
Yeah.
So let's see, I have a cheat sheet because I don't remember what
How-
try three was. Oh yeah,
Oh.
try through was reinforcing yet again.
Yeah, because she thought maybe she missed a spot.
Yeah,
She did not.
That's
Trust
what
me.
I
That's
assumed.
yeah. She assumed she missed a spot or something had pulled from the because
Yeah, I thought
when the
that it was
water
pulling.
settles, it does pull the tape a little bit because it pushes it down and it pulls the tape apart. So she thought maybe one of the tape seams had come off,
Yeah.
even though she'd also painted it and
Right.
doubled it.
So basically, I got liquid rubber, another
Right.
Flexo product,
right.
Flex paste or something, and Flex liquid, and I just completely went over those two seams, just
Again.
completely went over them.
Yeah.
Let it dry for about 2 days, and it's like, okay,
Try again.
We'll do this. So we filled it back up. This time, at least, we were smart. We didn't fill it all the way.
Right. We just filled it past the. There was a little.
No, it wasn't.
We had made the walk. That was before the dip. Okay.
Yeah, I put about maybe since we have one side that's 4 feet and the other side's 3 feet.
Right.
Just because I need to make a sump area, we went ahead and we filled it up about 2 feet
Right.
to wait.
Just to see what would happen on the bottom.
Yep, and sure enough, the water started going down. Strangely enough, faster this time.
Yes. Yeah. After all that she had done, faster.
Faster. Another thing about it is the fact that both seams were on the ground, and the ground was a little bit bumped because there was no way I could get it all smoothed out. We've got way too many
Right.
tree roots.
Right.
So I thought, okay, what if we were able to put the seam somewhere flat where we'd be able to find it? So I thought, okay, let's build a little bit of a ledge in the center.
That is not as easy as it sounded.
Yeah, and it would be
Just so you know.
and it would be hidden by the bridge.
Yeah.
But that way we can lay the seam right on that, and it'd be a nice flat surface. We'll be able to get to it immediately, no problems. Well, the first problem is that the liner is bigger than the ledge, so there had to be little dips on either side. I thought, okay, no big deal. We know that they're there. We know that if something happens, we'll be able to seal those up, so let's just try that. So I took cinder
Yeah.
blocks and built this little ledge, and then we ended up buying 2 liners this time. We bought
Yeah, we bought
two 20
two
by 25s.
separate liners.
2 separate liners so we could
Because
join them
we
together.
took it off thinking maybe there was something else wrong with this liner. We're, trying other things. So we bought 2 liners.
And then on top of it all, they say overlap them at least 6 inches. I have overlapped them well over a foot.
Right.
I figured, that way if there's any pool.
So yeah,
there's
keep in
plenty
mind brand new liners. So
brand new, and
Had to
they
put
were
it all in there
And they
again.
were both 30 millimeter liners, so they
Right.
were nice, big, thick, heavy liners.
yeah.
So I spent the night that they came in, I spent the night rolling them and
Straightening
And
it and
straightening
making it
it,
on this
making
flat
that-
surface and surface.
Yeah, and basically
I'm not drinking.
Basically, what I did was I took the double-sided seam tape first, put that down. Then I put 2.
Didn't you put something underneath too, or was that the underneath and on top?
Right, and then I sat there with the waterproof tape, and then I flex sealed it again. I thought, okay, ain't nothing get through this bitch.
Right.
And then the next day we put it down into the pond, and we knew that we were going to have the dips, so I tried to make them as, shallow and easy to get to as possible. And then we started filling it. And like it is, we filled it to the top again because we were pretty damn sure.
We were pretty damn sure this was going to work.
And the next day, we had lost at least 8 inches.
At least 8, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah, we don't know what we were thinking.
Yeah.
Still stubborn though, because that was only attempt number 4?
Yeah, that was attempt
only number 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're still stubborn. How many times did we do?
Oh, God.
Yeah,
anyway. At this point, I'm about ready to shit myself in the fucking head, but I'm like, okay,
But, I'm trying to build confidence. I'm like, oh, Shiva, it was just something simple.
We know
Let's
it's
go
the
ahead.
seam. We know it's
the seam. Let's do this.
Right. Well, so we drained all the water out again.
Yeah, again.
By this time, we have the greenest yard ever.
Yeah.
our
all the sawgrass we got rid of was come back and through cement and stuff, laughing at us.
Yeah.
But anyway.
So we drained the pond down, and I just drained the water past to below the seam.
The seam, right, which was raised up a little bit.
Right. So that meant we get to wade in water now as we're trying to fix
yes,
things.
this is yeah, that was fun too.
Yeah, this is.
Do we have any video? We have video of both of us in the pond.
Do.
Yeah, that was crazy. But anyway.
So we get the water drained down past the dips.
Right.
And I'm sitting there going, okay, we got to reinforce it's got to be the dips because I'm sitting here looking at the flats area where the seam is, and it looks perfect. So just to be safe.
Got to be the dips.
Just to be safe, I coated that shit with the rubber again.
Right.
And I was like, okay, it's got to be the dips.
So was this the one you got the
no, I got
foam?
the paste again, and I just started clumping the paste into the
dips.
Okay. Thinking, okay, that's got to do it. So we let that cure for a day or two, and then we decided.
Yeah, keep in mind this whole thing is not a week long. This is like almost 2 months.
2 months.
Over 2 months. So this is not a fast thing, by the way. We're giving it time to cure. We're doing the whole bit. But anyway,
right.
Go ahead.
Most of these products take between 24 and 48 hours.
So yeah, this is. Please don't think this is all like woohoo, it's done.
Yeah.
No.
So we wait a couple of days, and then we go to fill it, and we figured, okay, we're going to fill it a little bit past, up past everything.
Yeah.
And then we'll.
So probably about what 600, 700 gallons.
Yeah, another 600-700 gallons, something like that. Yeah. And we figured, okay, that way we'll look at it and make sure it doesn't drop, and then we'll fill it all the way back up. Well, it dropped.
It dropped. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Not as fast.
Not as fast again.
So we were a little bit unsure of where it was. So we were watching the drop to see if we could find.
Right.
But we never did find.
Yeah, I mean, we're assuming it was in the dips.
It was in the dips.
We knew that because once the water had gotten below the main area, it was still dropping. So we knew we knew it had to be in the dips at that point.
Right.
So that was tip number 5. I think number 6 is when we started going on our cheat sheet. Yep.
Yep. Sorry, we have to cheat sheet. There were so many attempts.
There were so many attempts. We had to sit down and think about what happened during each attempt. Okay, a shot before number 6.
Okay. Yeah.
Number 6 starts getting messy.
Oh, it was ugly.
It was getting really ugly. Yeah, we're doing less shots.
We're doing less of the shots. It's probably a good idea because Sandy is definitely feeling it after 2 even.
Yeah, so.
Attempt number 6.
Whoa.
Oh, Jesus, mother of God.
Yeah.
Oh.
How do people do this?
I don't know. I don't even know why we're doing this.
Because of you.
Oh, yeah, I know. It's my fault. Sorry, guys. Woo, hope somebody else is joining us with our drinking. Woo. So I'm not the only idiot besides you that joined me. Anyway, okay. So attempt number 6.
I'm thinking
she's pretty sad at this point. By the way, she's pretty depressed. Not depressed. I guess that's not the right word.
Frustrated.
Frustrated, annoyed.
Right.
But still
determined.
So
I was at the home improvement center, and I noticed that they had what they call waterfall foam, which is what you use to seal rocks and whatnot to waterfall foundations. So I know it was fish safe. And I thought, okay, why don't I get a couple cans of this and we spray it into those dips.
The dips to cover
and then maybe
seal the dips, maybe.
Yeah,
hopefully.
Yeah,
that was the thought.
And it seemed like that would be a good idea because I mean, this is the same stuff that you use to seal around rocks so the water doesn't go under them and go off your path, so to speak.
Right.
So I was like, okay, let's try waterfall sealer. So I got 2 cans of that. By the way, that shit is expensive.
Yeah.
It's like $20 a can. So at this point, we're going broke, but you know.
Yeah.
it's become a.
And we had to buy more. We had to buy more half cinder blocks because the first liner. Yeah. So keep in mind, there's also other expenses in here too because we bought more cinder blocks. She had to paint them because the way she had to do the wall, she had to raise it up. It was just
Yeah. So
keep in mind, there's other expenses too besides the crazy foam and the spray and the tape that we're buying more and more of and.
Oh yeah,
hardware stores loving us, laughing the whole time.
Yeah. So if you have stock in Lowe's, Home Depot, Ace Hardware, or Flex Seal products, you're loving us.
Yeah. Okay. Your stock level just went up.
Yeah. So I get home and I
with the foam.
I had Gareth put the foam in for me because I had to run some other errands.
Right.
So he put the foam in, and first of all, you would think that regular ceiling foam that it would expand a lot. No, not this stuff. For $20 a can, you get an expansion of maybe a half of what you'd expect. Not even half.
It was third of what you would expect from foam when it comes out of the cans.
Right.
No, it doesn't do that.
But so I was sitting here looking at it, going, okay, well at least it's covering the seam. That should work. So we let that sit for another couple days, and then I went ahead and took some of the Flex Seal spray and sprayed it
again, just to spray on top of everything and hope in case it was missed anything, because the foam did not cover as much
as
we wanted it to. But we didn't want to buy more foam either because that crap was really expensive.
Right. So then we filled it back up over the dips and waited, and this time again it went faster. Faster. We're like, what the hell did the foam eat through the stuff?
We don't even know at this point. That was
and I was just so attempt number 7.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, goddamn it, I'm gonna get like real foam, like great stuff foam.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna put that on there, and then I'm gonna spray it and cover it with the rubber to protect the fish from it and all that bit.
Right.
So I got.
So now we're up to attempt number 7. Seven.
So I got a whole bunch of cans, like half a case of this great stuff foam, which is what you use when you're trying to seal your windows so draft doesn't get in and stuff like that.
So we know that foam expands.
Yeah, we know that expands. I use it a lot in special effects too. It's great for making fake rocks. It's very lightweight. And I foamed the shit out of everything. Just covered everything in this foam. It looked like a volcano.
Yeah, the entire dips disappeared.
Yeah, and then the cascading foam stuff. It's
everywhere.
Yeah, it looked like a Nickelodeon set. So I did that, and then I took the Flex Seal spray and
sprayed it,
and sprayed and sealed everything again.
And
then we let that cure.
Yeah.
And then we filled the pond again, and like idiots, we filled it all the way up.
Yeah, because now it's got to work.
Yeah, now it has to work. There's no way.
To work. There's no way this is not going to work.
So the next morning, when it's been down 2 inches,
it was only 2 inches. So at first we thought,
okay,
that's settling. Maybe it's just kind of finding its home.
Yeah,
We
because
were
it didn't find its home for the last 8 or 7 times.
We were very hopeful.
We were extremely hopeful.
It didn't work.
No.
We actually left
it. We actually left it alone for a week, and it just kept going steadily down. And it's like, okay. At this point, I'm about ready to turn it back into 2 ponds.
Yeah, she almost gave up.
Yeah, so I went over to a hardware store, and the clerk asked me if he could help me with anything, and I literally told him this verbatim. I said, yes, I need a sealer that can work on PVC and vinyl, that you just dump in the water and it finds the hole and seals it automatically, and it stays put and it does not come off unless you tell it to in Latin. And the guy looked at me and said, I think I can help you.
Yeah.
So he introduced me to this stuff called hydraulic cement.
Yeah.
Which apparently is heavy duty stuff, and the reason he recommended it to me is because he used it to patch his pool once. He had a vinyl liner pool that his wife shot a hole in with a high pressure gun. And he said he just makes the putty and he stuck it in there and it's been working fine. So I thought, okay, if it can fix somebody's pool, it should be able to fix my pond. So I bought a thing of hydraulic cement, and I put on my gloves and made the putty, and it wasn't much different than some stuff I've used in a fence before. So it's like, okay, I can do this. So I slathered this thing with this hydraulic cement.
Everywhere.
Every
place you could find.
Every little crook and crevice, and with the leftovers, I was putting in places where I knew there were no freaking holes, but I just,
just why not?
Yeah.
Just in case.
Yeah. So basically, I couldn't run a truck through that stuff.
Right.
And on hydraulic cement, it takes about 30 days to cure, but it does cure underwater. So you can, like with the guy who used it to fix his pool, you can actually work it underwater, and it just takes 30 days for it to be fully cured.
But we waited a couple of days, even though before we added water to it. We didn't add water right that day.
No, not that day.
So, but we didn't wait 30 days either. But still, shouldn't have mattered.
We waited about 3 days.
Shouldn't have mattered.
Shouldn't have mattered, and we went ahead and filled it all the way up.
All the way up.
There's no way in hell.
1,800 gallons. There's no way that this is not going to work.
Mm-hmm. And then the next morning, it had gone down about a half inch.
Yeah.
And we knew that it wasn't evaporation because we always do our tests at night.
Right.
We're not so stupid to fill it up in the first thing in the morning and then expect it to be the same after the hot Florida sun has been pounding out on all day.
Right.
So we do our measurement at night before we turn in for bed. So that's like before midnight.
Yeah.
But still,
sometime between 11 and midnight.
Sometime between 11 and midnight is when we usually mark it, and then the first time we check it is about 7 in the morning. So we know it's not evaporation.
Yeah.
And it was down a half inch.
Yeah. So we knew something was up.
And then
we were hoping, but we knew.
And then and 24 hours later it was down an inch. So we knew that it
didn't work.
It wasn't working, and I was like, okay, I'm going to have to make 2 ponds.
Right.
So I was plotting out. Right. So
she was just done. She was plotting and figuring out how to do it with the sumps and the...
Yeah. The problem was with my design, I only had design area for 1 sump area. So I was like, okay, well, if I take this part of this old liner that I know is okay, and I can turn 1 section into its own pond for plants or whatnot, and then I can keep the L part of the U and make that 1 pond.
Right, so they still have more space than they have, and it'll be okay for koi.
Right.
Couple of koi.
So then I can add a small sump in there.
Right.
So I thought, okay. So I went ahead and I initially ordered another 20 by 30 foot liner. And then in the middle of the night it kept bugging me, so I got back up and I canceled the order and I ordered 20 by 35, so 5 extra feet. And what was concerning me was I was trying to figure out how we were going to get around that corner with the U.
Right.
So I just wanted extra to play with, and I figured, we can always use extra liner. We use them for all kinds of stuff.
Right.
So I ordered a 20 by 35 foot liner, and I wasn't really looking forward to having to refigure.
Yeah, we were trying to figure it out. She was trying to figure it out for a couple of days.
I would be outside while we're waiting for this liner to show up. I would be outside just staring at this empty pond and trying to think, where did we go wrong? What can we possibly do? And then in the middle of the night, after pounding myself over the head for this for days, it dawned on me that the 35-foot liner would be able to reach well over the edges of the pond.
Right, way over.
And we might be able to do it in 1 piece.
Right.
Which there's no way we would have been able to do that with a 30-foot.
Right.
So I talked to Gareth first. I said, Gareth, will you jump in that hole and make sure my math is right?
Right.
So he went in and with the tape measure and he checked everything. He was like, yeah, it looks like your math is right. And I was like, okay. And so I told Sandy what I was thinking. And I think we were kind of skeptical, but it was like, okay, we'll
I was I was only worried because if they got the math wrong, she bought this liner and we're going to put this whole thing in there and it's going to be 2 inches too short kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, didn't we build up the wall a little bit in the middle?
Yeah.
Yeah, we built up the wall a little bit in the middle. A little bit higher than it was.
Right, because the thing I was worried about the most was if we tried to do this as 1 liner, it was going to be very sharp, down, jump,
Right, there was a lot,
And I thought, and then you're doing that on 3 sides of the liner. I thought, can we build up the partition a little bit more?
A little bit more, yeah.
So we built up the partition a little bit more.
Which was a lot of sand, a lot of dirt, a lot of stuff, a lot of cardboard, a lot of stuff, and then we reinforced it a lot.
We basically widened the ledge so it would be even with the inner corners.
Right.
So that way it wouldn't be so sharp of a dip
right.
for the liner.
We raised the dip up basically in the bottom of the U.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a little bit of work, but we did that. It was, and then we wanted to make sure we didn't have any sharp edges of like the concrete and the So we used a bunch of cardboard on the edges, and then we put liner on top of that, and we linered it all on the sides to hold it, and to make sure we didn't have any space, and then we put the main liner on top of it. But anyway, so yeah, it was a lot of extra stuff.
Yeah, so basically...
Sounds really easy, but it was not.
Yeah, once we got this gigantic liner in, we went ahead and we were able to bring it across all the way...
We just got that liner, and we just tossed it in. Let me tell you what we did. We get this liner, and it comes out of the box, and we want to start from the back of the U and go forward, because it's the easiest way to roll it out. Because keep in mind, this is really long.
35 feet.
35 feet. So, it was the wrong way. It was folded the wrong way. So Shiva and I carry this thing, well, we put it in a cart, in a wheelbarrow, rolled it out to the front of the yard where there's nice grass, because we didn't want to take any chances, because this liner is a little bit thinner.
Yeah, this one is a 20 millimeter.
So still not thin, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, it's
very thick, but not as thick as the old one. So we roll it out there, we unroll the whole thing, and roll it back the way we want to, the way we want it. Put it back in the wheelbarrow, bring it back, and now we're ready to go. So it was not, oh, let's just throw it out there and put it in. It was not that simple.
No.
And then we had to play with, there's, the other porches right here with the trellis and the whole thing, so we had to work around that. And then there's the tree. And this was I want to say 5-6 hour.
Yeah, it was like a 6-hour
this was not a fun, this was not just let's roll it out and go. No.
Yeah, what we basically ended up doing is rolling out the rectangle, and then we slid it in the middle
where the tree was. But we waited to the very last second to do that to make sure we had enough on both sides. And all four sides of the outside, to make sure that it went all the way down into it. So we had there was parts where she was putting a little bit of water in there and playing with it and smoothing it out on each side, and then she'd drain the water and we'd play with it, and it was a whole process. It took the whole day to get this liner in, but we did it.
Yep, we did it.
So we're making sure very carefully to not ever break this liner ever anywhere. No seams, no nothing. We were...
Yeah, now we noticed it started...
Did we get another drink yet?
Yeah.
Maybe a little less this time, Sandy's dying.
Yeah, we did notice that it was pulling on one of the corners, so we
reinforced
the shit out of that.
Yeah, there was one little corner, but it's up in the top.
It's above water level.
Yeah, above water level, but still, just in case. Oh my God. Alrighty.
We get this liner in.
Still doesn't go any down any easier. Well,
so we get this liner in.
But I want it more now.
And we went ahead and filled it.
Yep.
We filled it, I'd say 3/4 of the way.
Yeah.
Because I'm paranoid at this point.
Yeah.
I am imagining like raccoons with nail guns coming out in the middle.
Yeah, she was a little worried. Yeah.
You were too.
I know.
Kept coming out.
I did. We came out pretty much all night.
I ran into you a couple times.
Yeah, we were pretty paranoid, and there was probably no reason to be.
But we were just so used to.
But we were so used to coming out and seeing it down.
Yeah.
And but no, we were very pleased that it didn't.
Right.
And
so after a couple of days, I felt confident because I was also worried about that corner that was pulling.
Yeah, one corner was pulling, so reinforce it again.
That.
Yeah.
I basically used sealing tape and waterproofed it, so it's on the corner, but it's pulled tight, and I'm pretty.
And again, it is above waterline, but still, if it tears, it could rip. It could rip. That was a big concern of that corner, and there was no way at that point to fix that corner because we'd already cut around the tree, we'd already done some stuff, so we couldn't really play. We had a little bit of play with it.
We had a little bit of play with it. But
so she played as much as she could comfortably, and then taped the shit out of it.
Yeah. Yeah. So
taped the shit out of it.
Yeah. We left it. We let it sit for about 3 days at half full. To let it settle and whatnot, because we knew that with us building the extra thing and whatnot, that there was going to be
different settling. So we didn't stress, but there was really no leakage even then. There was no drop anywhere at that point.
Right, and then finally, a few days later, we went ahead
and got in
and built the sump.
Yeah.
And then we filled it all the way up, and we let it sit for another few days, and we didn't lose anything.
Yep.
So then we felt.
And we checked it every damn day.
Oh yeah.
Every couple hours. Yeah, at least. Yeah, I don't even know how many times. Everybody in the house was checking it. Probably. Pretty much every one of us was out there. Even your mom was out there looking, and it's like, it doesn't look like it went down.
Yeah. So once we were confident that we had actually conquered the pond from hell.
Yeah.
We went ahead.
That was attempt number 9. Woohoo! 9 is the charm.
Nine times. We did not break double digits.
Thought through and done the first time, but we didn't.
Yeah.
Because that dip was the middle was a weird thing that you wouldn't think of that at first. Yeah. But anyway, so live and learn, spend some money. Woohoo! Watch our show. so that you can learn all our stupid mistakes.
Right. So basically now some of the first fish we put in, well, I had moved a bunch of goldfish that were in the goldfish pond into a holding pond, which is very shallow. It's not even, it's about a foot and a half deep.
Yeah, they were not happy.
And I had told them, oh, don't worry, you're only going to be here for a few days. Well, 2 months later,
we just
they apparently got busy.
Yeah, they got busy, had some babies.
Yeah, because
they were covered. There was plants on the top, and we normally keep plants away from the fish.
But I had to because I didn't have anything to cover them in order to protect them from birds.
Right.
So I had to have plants in there, but I figured they're only going to be in there a few days. Well, 2 months later, we now have at least 6 new goldfish.
At least 6 new babies, which is fine. You always want to replenish anyway, so that was fine.
Yeah. But we also had the 2 koi.
We had we had to catch everybody that was over there in the holding pond, which was probably, I don't know, 9 to 12 of them.
Yeah.
Put them in there, and then we had to go catch the koi and the 2 koi and the other goldfish that were on the other side, the smaller 450-gallon pond, and put them in there, except for the 3. We left 3. Well, we caught them, but then we put them back.
Yeah. Now, we also have 2 koi that we had done a rescue mission.
I don't know if you guys remember that.
Yeah.
If you watch the episodes, you should be.
It wasn't too long ago we rescued 2 koi and a bunch of goldfish that were all in a 55-gallon aquarium. And you know how we feel about koi in an aquarium. At the only time they
like the fish that are in the 55 are those, and then the 2 koi were outside.
Yeah, but with koi, you don't keep them in aquariums unless you need them to grow out till they get to a point where you can put them in your pond, or if they're sick. So we had these 2 koi that we had brought back who had been living their whole lives in a 55-gallon aquarium. We moved them into our 400-gallon pond outside.
Right.
And we figured, let's go ahead and put them in the 1,800-gallon.
Right.
Well, considering that they'd never seen that much water before, you have never seen 2 happier koi.
Yeah, they were just,
they have
waterfalls, and they're going around, and they're swimming, and at first it was kind of cute because all of them, the 9 fish from over there, the 6 or 7 we had from over here, plus the 2 koi, were all kind of schooling together because they were a little bit nervous. Now, after that afternoon, when they realized that they were safe, they split up and they went their own ways, and then they just started playing in the waterfalls. And
they're jumping.
They're having a blast. They love it. So that was wonderful. Then Sheba gets something to help them.
To help with the bird problem.
She was worried about the bird, but of course we already have the lights across, and the bird's not a problem.
Yeah, but the way that the pond is with it, we have an open spot where something can dive down from the
In
top.
theory.
In theory. Now, probably not our stupid ass hawk.
Not the stupid hawk, dude.
But like a crane or something to do it. So we knew we needed, even though we had built another bridge, we knew we needed something that the fish can hide under, and we sure as hell weren't going to put more plants in there because
no plants.
We don't
plants
need a
are
lot
bad.
of baby koi.
Right.
So
because keep in mind we are bringing some of the koi from inside out there as well. The other rescued ones, the unexpected babies.
Yeah.
So we are going to be moving a few more of the koi out there. Boo, he's going to be moving out there. So.
Okay. So you can pick up the story from there.
Yeah. So I come home. It's nighttime, and I glance over because there's some large thing in the pond. Scared me because there was no lights on. By the way, it's raining. I glance over and I look, and I had to do a double take. There's a big dragon floating in the pond. A big orange dragon.
Red.
Whatever. Orangish red dragon. It was dark. Floating in the pond that Shiva purchased to protect the fish.
It's adorable.
It is cute as hell. But it was like, really? Come on. So.
Okay, to be fair, I ordered some floating lights and some solar powered floating lights to put in there to distract the predators, but they're not going to be in for a few weeks, so I needed something, and I had the Amazon credits, so I found Draco for like $10, and I could have them delivered the next day. So we have big ass Draco, and the fish are all hiding under him. It's adorable.
It's hysterical because he moves, because he's tethered.
Yeah, I had to tether him so he wouldn't go into the waterfalls.
But he kind of moves around a little bit with the wind and everything. So you'll see us, like, he'll move, and then all of a sudden here come out the goldfish go, oh shit, and they move with him, the littler ones, not the big ones. Big ones could give a shit, but some of the smaller ones are hiding under him. It was cute as hell, because then you gotta push him just to see what happens. You gotta wait a few minutes, wait till they settle, then you push him, and they go right back up. It's just too cute because I have no life. But anyway,
But
so
it serves its purpose, you know.
It does.
Keeping the predators away.
It does.
The fish feel protected.
The first thing her mom said when she came out that day after it was blown up the next morning, because she hadn't seen it blown up either. She saw it in the box, I guess,
Yeah.
but she didn't see. She's like, "Wow, that's much bigger than I thought."
It's like I knew it was big because I have a picture of an adult woman lying on it. I knew it was
Yeah.
going to be big. But
And she made a little planter and put some spider plants in there to make it
Yeah.
look cute.
yeah.
But no, it's cute. It's cute. It's fun. It was just unexpected. I really wasn't expecting it. I thought something was in the pond.
Yeah, I know.
I was like, please, not be, a deer or something in the pond, because this house, I wouldn't even doubt it.
yeah, Nessie moved in.
Yeah, you don't even know. This,
So-
not even doubting it.
Mm-hmm.
After the hell, so that's our fun episode of 3-year anniversary, and
Yeah,
she was
the
brilliant idea.
The pond from hell.
Pond from hell, 9 attempts before it finally got
Yeah.
ninth time was the charm.
Yeah, 9 attempts.
We'll try to show you some video and pictures and stuff. We took sometimes when we remember.
Well, when we had our hands free.
Yeah, it was a lot
Right.
of little things.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, we wanted to tell you about it. I know it's a long episode. You're probably like snooze fest at this point, but
Right.
But
Funny for us.
It's just when you think about it, these are all things that maybe regular people would think of, like, hey, why don't I add some sealer? Hey, why don't I add some foam and all this? But we're just kind of telling you, didn't quite work out the way
Not
we
for
hoped
us.
for.
We don't really know why, honestly. Not really. But
Water
anyway.
water gremlins.
Whoo, I'm really feeling that alcohol
Or
now.
raccoons with nail guns.
Right.
Which is my other call.
That was her other suspect.
Yeah.
But anyway, if you have any comments, like, subscribe, share below. We would love to hear from you. If you have any horror stories about trying to build a pond, we would love to hear that, because we can't be the only ones that do stupid stuff like this.
Yeah.
But
I can't even imagine how much we actually ended up spending.
Yeah,
I know
because now we really need you to buy stuff from our store, because now we need to make Koirana and replace all the money that we've wasted with the first 3 liners.
Oh my goodness. But
yeah. So Koirana is still a thing.
Yeah,
like,
Koirana is
subscribe,
actually
share,
still a
comment
thing.
below.
But I can't believe I still can't believe it's been 3 years.
3 years.
3 years, and you guys have been wonderful. I looked
Yeah.
on the other day, and we're over 300 followers. So
Woohoo!
wow,
Woohoo!
people actually
We're going
like us or
somewhere.
something.
But
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, buy some stuff from our store. Like, subscribe, comment, share below. We share us is good too. We love that. But we love comments. They're really funny.
Yeah,
we love them.
comments are great.
If you have any questions about it, I mean, honestly, we'd love to answer any questions that you have if you're trying to build your own pond.
Yeah, we can offer
Because I mean, we'll set,
suggestions now.
but and again, just building the outside. I mean, not even the liner, but just the outside of the pond. You did such a great job.
Yeah.
It looks so nice. Honestly, I can't even take any credit for any of that other than helping put some of the cinder blocks in. She did everything else.
Help me paint.
Well, okay, help paint a couple. Woohoo! But anyway, she made it look really nice. So if you have any questions about design of one, Shiva would love to help you with that.
Yeah.
You hear me do that? Shiva would love to help you with that.
Oh, I don't mind, because it is actually easier than you think. I mean,
Right.
when I tell people I'm going to build a pond out of cinder blocks, they're assuming I'm doing the whole mortar and rebar and stuff like that. And I mean, to be fair, I did do a poor man's rebar on it
Right.
by putting thick PVC pipes in there with it in order to stabilize it, but I didn't go with the full iron rebar, and I sure as hell didn't use cement, because it was only going to be 2 feet above the ground surface.
Right.
And as long as it's wide enough, the water will spread out and distribute the weight evenly, and then you don't have that problem. I do have one wall where there's nothing bracing it. On the other 3 sides I have things bracing it. On one wall I don't, so I ended up just doing a double wall.
Right, just to
And
be
that-
safe.
mhm.
Yeah. But yeah, if you have any questions about, you'd like to build a pond, give her some, show. She'd be happy to
Yeah.
discuss it with you.
And the beautiful thing about this type is also, if I ever had to take it down for any reason, like let's say the tree decided to fall in it or something, it's very easy to
Oh, God,
take
way to
it.
say
It's
that.
extremely easy to take apart.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it doesn't take long to disassemble it any of the times.
no, very
Any
easy.
of the first
And-
8.
Yeah, the first 8 times, and keep in mind some of those times it meant disassembling the bridge thing.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it was
So-
not fun. But anyway, if you have any questions, like, subscribe, share, comment below. We'd love to hear from you. And happy anniversary, and I'm not drinking anymore.
No,
I'm
I
done.
think, I
I'm
think
done.
we killed half a bottle, which
Yeah,
is pretty bad.
yeah, oh Lord, I'm going to be so
We're
sick
gonna-
later.
we're gonna pay for this.
Anyway, it was nice.
Yes.
Nice talking to you.
Thank you for watching our show, and we're hoping to bring you more and exciting fish adventures
Soon.
for our 4th year.
Woohoo!
We're
God, has it been that long?
Well, it's been 3 years.
I know,
but
I understand.
We're going into our 4th year.
Woohoo!
Or third year?
Third year.
No,
we're going into our third year. Yeah, we're done drinking.
Oh
now.
my goodness. Yeah,
Yeah,
my
we're
math
done.
is horrible.
Yeah, right now I'm like, what is she saying? I was like, I'm not there yet, but okay.
Okay, yeah.
And-
All right, so our third year, we're hoping for much more fishy adventures that don't have nearly as much headaches as what we just went through.
Oh.
Yeah,
I don't need more alcohol, but I want more alcohol.
and right now everybody's like, oh boy, I can't wait till they build a huge koi pond and back. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we need to win
That's
the
gonna
lottery.
be a rectangle.
Y'all we can just win the lottery.
That is going to be a rectangle.
Rectangle.
One piece liner of
Yeah.
rectangle.
Yeah.
There's no trees in the middle of that thing.
Right. Y'all have a wonderful evening.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.